Today's video is going to be what I've done to heal my PCOS naturally, what's worked for me, what I'm still doing to navigate it, and how I'm focusing on rebalancing my hormones after having a baby. So if you're dealing with irregular periods, issues with not being able to lose weight, weight gain, fatigue, acne, all those things, or just feeling like something is off with your body, you have landed in the right space. First of all, let's give you guys a little bit of a backstory. I was diagnosed with PCOS back in 2021. First of all, I know for a fact that I had it my entire life, but it just went undiagnosed. I was always told you need to lose weight, you need to go on birth control to get your PCOS together. When it came to fertility, I was told by 2 fertility doctors, oh, you just go under the unexplained. Oh, but you need to lose weight anyway to have a healthy pregnancy. So a lot of different things were told to me from providers. And this is the reason why I chose a more holistic route, because I wasn't getting the answers I needed from traditional medicine. So here's what I did first to start healing my body for PCOS. So first of all, I went to a functional medicine doctor that ran a full panel. She asked my symptoms from head to toe, and she won a full panel of blood work to figure out how PCOS was directly affecting my body. Now, I say that to emphasize a lot of times when we go to when we are on the internet, we see people heal their PCOS. We see people did this and that. And a lot of times we want what they took. But I would strongly encourage you to find a functional medicine provider that can provide you with the blood work you need for your PCOS, because what worked for me may not work for you. So I did want to mention that. Second of all, I changed my diet. I had to fully cut out sugar. I had to cut out all of the foods that I was allergic to. So I'm allergic to gluten, soy, dairy, peanut butter, shellfish. I had to cut out every single thing I was allergic to as well, because that was causing inflammation and a lot of issues with my body. So I did do that as well. So I changed my diet. Another thing that I had to do was prioritize resting and stress management. It was great because around that time I had got out of a toxic relationship. And I started to just go on a healing journey overall. I started therapy. I started meditating a lot more. I started prioritizing my sleep and my care and my self-care around that time as well. So that played a huge mark in how I healed it all and how I got it together as well. Another way that I did it was I started exercising a lot more. I'm an at-home workout type of person. So I would just find some videos online. My favorite till this very day is Grow with Joe. So any workouts that sound familiar to you, or any workouts that resonate with you, rather, figure it out. And because that's what I did. I just do the workouts that kind of work for me and what fits my lifestyle. I also started taking specific supplements. I will put them on the screen because I know that when I start naming them, I'm going to miss something. So I'm going to put them on the screen, and I'll try to put pictures of each of them as I'm talking about them. But the one thing that I started taking was a Chinese medicine. It was 2 supplements of those Chinese medicine. I'll put them on the screen. Can't remember the name off of my top of my head, but I did started taking that. I also started taking a estradiol. I will put that on the screen as well so you guys can see what that actually looks like. But I started taking that. Another thing I had to prioritize was my vitamin D levels. So I did started taking vitamin D. I started taking magnesium at nighttime, and I'll put the current brand that I take. The old brand I used to take, they changed their packaging, so it's not really worth the money anymore as much as it used to be worth. I started taking that as well. Another thing that I started taking was B12. You think that these simple things don't have much to do with your overall health, but it does. So I did want to mention that before people are like, that doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense. Okay. So these things have so much to do with your health. So those are some things that I started taking at the time when I healed my PCOS. I never had issues with periods when it came to my PCOS. I always got my periods on time. The only thing I had was a lot of like cramping and uncomfortableness when it came to that. But outside of that, I never had issues with my actual period. My period came on time every single month. Now, what I did have issues with was weight gain and gaining weight very rapidly. And up until like recently, like recent years, I say within the last like 5 or 6 years, I had issues with losing weight. Whereas before I didn't have those issues. So those were some things that I had issues with. And once I started to take those specific supplements, particularly the Chinese medicine and the estradiol, which I think worked to lower my testosterone, I started to notice immediately a huge difference. First of all, I had no more cramping. Of course, it had a lot to do with cutting out sugar too, because I noticed if I eat sugar now, when it came to my period, I would always have like a funky period. But I didn't have any cramping. My period just comes to this very day. I don't even know when it's coming. It just shows up. And I know a lot of people don't have that same experience. So next thing is, did any symptoms come back after I had a baby? And yes and no, because some things happen after I had a baby. So I had a baby January 2024. I developed a thyroid issue and an autoimmune disorder after having a baby. Now, that on top of having PCOS, a lot of my autoimmune disorder and my thyroid lay dormant while I was breastfeeding my son for 6 months. But immediately when I had to stop breastfeeding him, all those symptoms came on, and I ended up developing those issues and started to show signs of thyroid issues and all of those things. When it came to my PCOS, I didn't notice much of any issues, like as far as like any known symptoms up until recently. That's when I really noticed hold on, something's going on with this lighting. I'm not sure what's going on with this lighting, but it just happened. But yeah, I noticed the issues with like not being able to lose weight, but also thyroid and Hashimoto's disease, which is the autoimmune disease that I developed. All those things play into weight gain as well. So it just kind of all tied together. Yeah. So I did want to mention this, that if you're having any issues after having a baby, any of these things that I mentioned, please give yourself as much grace as you possibly can. I'm telling this to myself too, because till this very day, I don't give myself enough grace. But also make sure that you prioritize yourself and you manage your stress as much as possible, because stress can actually trigger autoimmune disorders and thyroid issues. And I had a lot of stress for that first 6 months after having a baby. Let's say first year, I had a lot of issues, personal issues going on, family issues, a lot of different things that were playing into health and all those different things. So just make sure you prioritize yourself and your stress management. If you got to cut off family members, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're okay. So where to start if you are starting your PCOS journey and trying to heal it? I already mentioned earlier in the video to see a functional medicine doctor, okay? Please start there. Do not skip that step. Do not just go to your OB, because I promise you, you won't get the same level of labs done by your regular traditional doctor versus a functional medicine doctor. Start reducing your inflammation by going to that functional medicine doctor. They're going to tell you what your allergies are and tell you the things that could be causing stress in your body. And you want to start focusing on a diet that tailors more towards that as well. And if you see me looking over at the screens, because I have a bunch of notes and I want to make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. Also, don't focus too much on weight. I'm telling myself this because it's been a rough 7 months, but don't focus so much on weight. Don't obsess over it. Don't get on the scale as much as possible. Truly, if you can, like, focus your time on just healing your body. Whatever supplements you're taking, focus on that, because once you heal your internal, your outer is going to eventually show. If you have irregular cycles, it might be beneficial to track it. Like I said, my cycles have always been pretty normal, so it's not something that I did. But if you have irregular cycles, it might be beneficial to track your cycles. Another thing is getting support. The functional medicine doctor that I talked about is extremely beneficial. So getting support is extremely important as well. Or if you know anybody or joining a community that's based on PCOS or following people that talk about PCOS may be really beneficial too. And lastly, give yourself enough time to actually heal. I know I'm saying this to myself as well. I keep saying that because we are a year and 7 months, a year and 18 months, I'm sorry, into being postpartum. And I am still trying, but as long as you continue to try, you will never give up, you know? So don't give up on yourself. Keep moving forward. Keep doing the things that you need to do to get yourself, your internal health to a place that you want to be so your outer health can reflect that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Sis, if you are on this path of healing your PCOS, know that you're not alone. Know that you have people around you that are going through the same exact thing. And for me, that's kind of comforting because I know that it can be hard at times to handle things like this. So I did want to say that. If this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you share it with anybody that may be experiencing PCOS as well. And yeah, and drop a comment if you guys want to know anything else when it comes to my PCOS. I know I just touched a little bit on the thyroid and the autoimmune disorder that I developed after having my son, but if you guys want to learn more, you can drop it in the comments. Let me know. I don't mind doing another video. And thank you guys for watching. See you next time.